So Stack Deck is the only evidence-based program of its kind that relates to problem gambling. And in each lesson, the facilitator takes students through certain types of information pertaining to learning about gambling history, the house edge, problem gambling, healthy decision making, learning how to take healthy risks. And then it kind of comes out at the end with a really fun and interactive game called the Stack Deck Quiz Game. So Stack Deck is a really great program because it's evidence-based, but also because it really shows an impact from pre to post survey with students. Not only do you see that there are changes in attitudes, beliefs, and knowledge, but also there is a very clear change in behavior statistically. So this program is shown to be a great prevention program that works. As it relates to gambling, problem gambling in youth, it's very important to understand that youth who engage in gambling activities have a higher possibility of becoming problem gamblers. And that has a lot to do with the developing brain, but also it has a lot to do with the lack of knowledge of gambling. Gambling is a commercial enterprise. The odds are not in the player's favor. They are in the house's favor. And many play because they think they're going to win money at the game, when in the long run, they're not going to win money. So it's very important for youth to understand how gambling actually works. They also need to realize the dangers that gambling presents, that it can become an addiction. But in order for students to really understand and grow and learn about healthy decision making, it needs to be something that is driven in the classroom and in the community, but throughout each developmental stage, and also throughout their time in school. So that way it continually builds. And as they age, those skill sets that they are learning continue to become more a part of who they are as an individual. And of course, that certainly impacts their brain development in a very healthy way. So Stack Deck is not only good for the classroom setting, but it's also good for after-school program settings where kids come following school for maybe childcare. And also during these times of when we are all working at home and maybe have a hybrid approach where sometimes we're in the classroom and sometimes we're at home, it's also very conducive to the virtual environment where you can connect with students via whatever online platform that you use. And the curriculum can still be very engaging virtually. So there are many different environments that Stack Deck works. It can work in the classroom as well, but please do not hesitate to brainstorm and think of ways where you can implement Stack Deck in community settings or on virtual platforms, because they can also be quite successful there. We are promoting protective factors that'll help across the board with other mental health disorders and addictions. So when we're talking about these common protective factors, we are combating not just problem gambling, but other high-risk behavior that youth engage in. And something else we really need to realize is that we are in the largest expansion of legalized gambling in the history of the United States. That, coupled with the convergence of gaming and gambling, as well as many of us being home because of COVID-19 and being quarantined, there's a lot of gaming and gambling going on right now online, as well as still many times in person. So all of this combined makes it really important for us to understand problem gambling and how it affects youth. Because again, when we talk about high-risk behavior such as gambling that can result in problem gambling, we are also going to be combating other mental health disorders and addictions through prevention education. Stack Deck is a very flexible program. The lessons can be taught in middle school because we know that youth are engaging in gambling activities younger and younger. But also, it is a dynamic curriculum that also can be added to college curriculum. For example, maybe you want incoming freshmen to learn about gambling and problem gambling. In addition, it's also, of course, great in any high school setting. So it's good for multiple age levels. And many times I find that I have adults that have attended one of our train the trainer sessions and learned all about Stack Deck. And they said, you know what? We need our parents learning about this too. So it's really great curriculum that meets students where they are in their development and can be engaging at many different ages. So in the upcoming session, when you're going to learn about youth problem gambling and the Stack Deck curriculum, you're also going to learn some tools. And these tools include learning about some facilitation skills. When you engage in the Stack Deck upcoming series, where you'll be learning about youth problem gambling and Stack Deck, facilitation skills, as well as how to build awareness in your community, you'll be getting some really good materials. The Stack Deck guidebook is an integral piece of the program because that will help guide you through each lesson to make sure that each lesson is very engaging. You'll also be getting some tools such as PowerPoint presentation. The PowerPoint presentation is really the meat and bones of the Stack Deck curriculum. And you will follow along with the Stack Deck PowerPoint presentation as you're guiding the students through. In addition, there's a lot of helpful handouts. There is a Guardian take-home page that students will take home to their parents or guardians to have thoughtful conversations. And of course, there's extra handouts for interactive games that you'll be playing with the students. So you'll be getting a lot of take-homes with you that will help make the Stack Deck program really easy to use in your setting, be it a school or be it an after-school program or virtually. So with the Stack Deck materials, within the guidebook, you will also find a pre and post survey. The pre and post survey are really important tools because they help evaluate your program. And in many settings, it's really important to report back to stakeholders on how the program is doing. And this program is evidence-based, and it has been shown to change attitudes, belief, knowledge, and behaviors. So what you want to do is be able to show that in your setting as well. So it's important to give the pre-survey before you give any of the curriculum to the students, and the post-survey will be following lesson 6.